Hey everyone, it's Penny. The subject of breathing has been coming up a lot recently. So I thought this was a good opportunity to just do a little refresher about breathing. So the primary muscle of breathing is the diaphragm, of course. And the diaphragm is here, right under the rib cage. And when you inhale, it moves down, drawing air into the lungs. And when you relax or exhale, it moves up, pushing air out of your lungs. And a lot of people kind of have this reversed. The shoulder muscles and the muscles up here are called secondary breathing muscles because they can help you breathe. They are designed to lift the rib cage up, to expand the lungs, which mechanically draws air down. And then they relax and the air flows out. But that's asking all of these muscles up here to do a lot of extra work. And these breathing muscles are only engaged if, for some reason, the diaphragm is immobilized. So they actually signal that there is a crisis going on, because otherwise you'd be breathing down into your belly using the main breathing muscle. So people get into a cycle of anxiety, and that causes shallow breathing, which signals your nervous system that there is something to be anxious about. And then the shoulder breathing and the shallowness, these breathing muscles only ventilate the top lobes of your lungs. So what happens as a result of that is that the bottom lobes of your lungs, which are like way down here, don't get ventilated. CO2 builds up and it gets pretty toxic down there. That can cause a lot of problems on its own. So the shoulder breathing actually tells your body there's something to be anxious about. And then it's this self-reinforcing cycle. And in our culture, we have this obsession with flat stomachs. And so even when we should be letting them expand to breathe, we tend to hold a lot of tension there so that we can be appropriately flat for our culture, which is a bunch of hooey, okay? So let's just get that out of the way. Bellies expand and contract. That's normal breathing pattern. So if you're having neck and shoulder issues or even back issues, you may be doing more shoulder breathing than you realize. So I invite you to take some time and see how you're doing in that regard. And one of the things that I've done with many of you in session is just so simple. Just put one hand on your chest and then, okay, I'm going to have to back up and not try and knock over my screen. One hand on your belly. Now, I think it's easiest to do this laying down so that all the rest of your muscles are relaxed and you're just using your breathing muscles. So laying down or sitting up, breathe so that you're breathing into the hand that's over your abdomen. And then relax. This hand should have very little movement, and your shoulders should stay relaxed. So again, inhale and let your belly expand, focusing on that diaphragm pushing or pulling down, and then just relaxing. Another thing that people like to do, or do unconsciously, is they control the inhale and they control the exhale. Control the inhale, control the exhale. Now, I favor a breathing pattern that is quick and energetic on the inhale. You know, it's a positive muscle movement, but then just an absolute relaxation on the exhale, a letting go. You don't need to be in control of it. You don't need to be in control of either aspect of it. But it's sort of a cycle of contraction, relaxation, contraction, relaxation. And a lot of people miss the relaxation part of the cycle by staying in control all the time of that part of the process. Just let it go. So you can do this standing up or laying down. So feel how you might get to a place where you want to take an extra deep breath. And then that's your body saying it wants to get up here and ventilate the top lobes of your lungs. Or you have released something in your energy circuits that needs to be released. And one of the ways that happens is a nice big breath. So there's room, and heaven knows that there are like 50 million different breathing patterns out there for a whole variety of different things. And everybody teaches breathing and do it this way and that way and do the counting and all of that. And wow, I find it exhausting and confusing. So I just want you to just tune into the natural rhythm of your breath. It's an easy inhale and an easy exhale. And one other thing, once you have the belly part down well, and that's easy, start to pay a little bit of attention to what your ribs are doing. As your lungs are filling, they fill from the bottom to the top. And of course, they empty from the top to the bottom. And as they're filling, your rib cage is expanding out to the side. And if you're standing up, even to the back. And on the exhale, they're relaxing again. And on the inhale, they expand. And on the exhale, they relax. And they move up and down a little bit as well. There is a set of muscles between each rib, one that goes from the top rib to the bottom rib, and one that goes from the bottom rib to the top rib. It's very over-designed, but there must be a reason for it. And one of the things that people present, oh, that's very technical words, when you come into the office, a lot of times when you have back pain, what I find is that your ribs are not moving well. And those muscles need to be expanded and stretched and relaxed and moved just like any other muscle in your body. And if they don't get moved because you're holding your rib cage tight while you're breathing, then they get stiff, just like any other muscle in your body. So start with feeling your diaphragm moving down and your belly expanding. And when you got that down, come up and pay attention to your ribs. How well are they moving? Are they moving easily out and down? And if not, maybe just take a little bit of an extra breath here just to get some movement going there. I know I said don't do that. But if you need to get them moving, you might need to actively engage your conscious mind and your conscious will to get them moving, and you can do an exaggerated breathing in and breathing out just to kind of jumpstart the process. Okay, so there's moving the belly, getting the breath down into the lower lobes and ventilating them, getting the CO2 exchanged so that it gets exhaled, relaxing the shoulders, and letting the ribs expand and relax. A few moving parts, but getting your breathing pattern back into a nice natural flow again brings your cortisol and your stress levels way down immediately. It signals your body that all is well. And there's one little tiny caveat. If you don't find that this is relaxing and deeply soothing, then you may have some trauma in your background. And if this is triggering for you, I invite you to talk to me about that, because you might need some different kind of support. With anything that anyone tells you, if it doesn't feel good, and it should, find out why. Be curious and investigate and solve. Don't just go, well, that's just how I am. It's not just how you are. It's how you are now, but it's not who you were meant to be. So I hope that's helpful, and go forth, breathe deeply and relaxed. And until the next time I see you, I wish for you relaxed breathing and a joyful heart. Be well.